Hi, thank you all for joining us today and welcome to Social Emotional Skill Building in High Schools. My name is Laya Kumar and I'm a junior at Lhasa High School in Austin, Texas. I've been working on raising awareness for mental wellness in my community over the past 3 years. I've worked with Heartfulness to create graphics and posters for their Heartful Schools program, and I've also worked with them to create their iOS app, HeartBot. And now here's my co-host, Sumedha Vadlapudi.
Thank you, Leah. Hi, everyone. My name is Sumedha Vadlapudi, and I'm a senior from Novi High School. I'm an active member of Novi's Student Mental Health Committee that aims to break mental health stigma, and I've helped organize various of their school initiatives. And I've been a member for about 2 years. Through Student Mental Health Committee, I've spoken at leadership conferences such as the Student Mental Health Summit and the Women in Sports Leadership Conference. And other than mental health, I've also been training in multiple genres of music and performed in many fundraising concerts. In addition to that, I've been creating websites and also plan to pursue a dual degree in computer science and vocal performance this fall. And now I'll pass it along to my co-host, Madeline Simmon.
Hi, my name is Madeline Simmon, and I've been a part of the Student Mental Health Committee for the past 2 years. With the Student Mental Health Committee, I have presented at multiple conferences, and I'm also a part of several other clubs, including DECA and Student Council, and I'm also a big advocate for student agency. In the fall, I'll be attending the Ross School of Business. I will now pass it on to my co-host, Laya Iyer.
Hi, my name is Laya, and I love cognitive psychology, math, and science, and I'm passionate about developing apps. I co-founded the company Code for Nonprofit and developed apps in partnership with Heartfulness Institute called HeartBot to promote mental wellness for young students and adults. And I'm also part of the Student Mental Health Committee. I have been for the past 2 years and have been a part of multiple leadership conferences with them. So now Leah will talk more about our presentation.
Today, we'll be talking about the importance of social emotional skill building in high school and what we've done in our own high schools to promote this. Before we jump into our presentation, we'd like to take you through a quick set of 10 questions to get a feel for your stress level. So grab a piece of paper and a pencil and find a comfortable place to sit. You'll see a series of questions, and for each one, we'll rate yourself from 1 to 3. Keep a record of your scores so we can tally them up at the end. We'll wait as you get situated. Thank you for grabbing some paper and a pencil. Take a moment to get ready. Generally, how are your sleeping habits? 1, I do not sleep well. 2, I am sleeping okay. 3, I sleep very well. How do you feel when you wake up? 1, I'm usually still tired. 2, I feel okay. 3, I wake up energized. Are you experiencing weight gains or fluctuations? How often do you get sick? Do you experience food cravings? How often do you experience backaches and headaches? How often does your gut act up? How are your levels of anxiety? How would you describe your general moods? Now that we've gone through all the questions, take a moment to tally up your total score and look at the screen to see what it says about your stress level. We've done this activity many times, and we found that for most people that think that they aren't experiencing any stress or very low levels of stress, they're actually experiencing moderate to high levels of stress. The point of this activity is that everybody experiences some level of stress. The bell shape in the stress curve shows how different amounts of stress affects a person. Some level of stress is needed to keep a healthy, active mind and maintain optimal performance, like turning in homework on time. However, too much stress can be detrimental physically, emotionally, and mentally. The fact of the matter is that life is stressful for students and adults alike.
Now let's take a deeper look at why it's important to manage stress. Take a moment to think about what are some of your main causes of stress. For example, mine are school and my parents. As you can see here, teen stress can be caused by a variety of things, including schoolwork, relationships, and friends. But of course, students aren't the only ones who are stressed out. Adults report that money, the economy, and work are their main causes of stress. Now take a moment to think about, how does stress affect you? In other words, how do you know when you're stressed? For example, I know I'm stressed when I'm more easily irritable by other people. Here are some other effects of stress. Stress has the power to affect your physical, mental, and emotional health, and this keeps us from reaching our full potential. Some of these examples include headaches, sleep problems, anxiety, lack of motivation, drug or alcohol misuse, and social withdrawal. Now Sumedha will lead us through a breathing exercise.
Thank you, Madeline. As you can see, there are a multitude of detrimental effects that stress causes through various age ranges, and it's imperative that one knows how to handle the stress when it takes over. One of the 6 techniques we'll be teaching is called breathing, and although that sounds obvious, we're going to make this breathing intentional. At this time, I'm going to walk you through a guided breathing exercise. But before I get started, I wanted to quickly mention that the pace at which I guide the exercise is not a requirement, but rather a suggestion. Feel free to breathe at your own pace and only do what's comfortable. So whenever you're ready, let's get started doing the breathing with awareness of purpose exercise. This will be a 5-minute exercise, so sit comfortably and close your eyes very softly and very gently. Let's begin. You want to breathe in all that is good for me, and slowly breathe out all that is good for everyone. Breathe in positivity, 2, 3, 4, and slowly breathe out optimism, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in appreciation, 2, 3, 4, and slowly breathe out joy, 2, 3, 4. Slowly breathe in compassion, 2, 3, 4, and slowly breathe out love, 2, 3, 4. Make sure that you keep breathing at your own pace, and know that whenever you're breathing in, you're inhaling what is good, needed, and positive for your self-improvement, and whenever you're breathing out, that it's good for others and for the betterment of the global community. Slowly breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and slowly breathe out. 2, 3, 4. Know that this technique is intended to calm intense emotions and physically relax your entire body. While you're breathing steadily, connect with your heart. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and slowly breathe out, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in, all that is good for me, 2, 3, 4, and slowly breathe out, all that is good for everyone, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in positivity, 2, 3, 4, and slowly breathe out optimism, 2, 3, 4. Slowly breathe in appreciation, 2, 3, 4, and slowly breathe out joy, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in compassion, 2, 3, 4, and slowly breathe out love, 2, 3, 4. Continue this steady breathing, and once again, you can breathe at your own pace and do only what's comfortable. Feel your mind and your body completely relaxing, and find yourself connecting with your heart. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in, all that is good for me, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, all that is good for everyone, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in positivity, 2, 3, 4, and slowly breathe out optimism, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in appreciation, 2, 3, 4, and slowly breathe out joy, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in compassion, 2, 3, 4, and slowly breathe out love, 2, 3, 4. This concludes the guided breathing exercise, and whenever you're ready, you can slowly and gently open your eyes. That's all. Now, Madeline will take us through some of the student initiatives that we've done through the Student Mental Health Committee.
Thanks, Sumedha. We will now look at one of the ways we attempt to mitigate stress through the Student Mental Health Committee. Novi Student Mental Health Committee was started under Principal Carter in 2016. Some of the elements of our committee include You Matter Week and Mindfulness Mondays, both of which we'll elaborate on later. We also have quotes that we send out every Monday to start off the week on a good note. And we also host table talks and invite other people to talk to us and give us suggestions on further improvements. Our goals are to increase compassion, promote the balance of physical, mental, and emotional health, and as well as breaking the stigma around mental illness. Next, Sumedha will talk about some of our staff and student programs.
Thanks, Madeline. One of the staff and student programs that we've done through SMHC are the meditation and yoga sessions done through a program called Mindful Mondays. To start off with the yoga sessions, they were set up with each session being about 45 minutes long, and we invited a yoga instructor in order for us to conduct the sessions. Although this instructor charged about $5 per person for each session, we were able to offer it for free through a meditation and yoga grant we received. In terms of our meditation session, they revolved around 6 tools, one of which we just practiced, called Breathe. And this is where you inhale positive thoughts for oneself and exhale optimistic thoughts for everyone else around you. Affirm is when you give yourself and others a spark of positivity and motivation. Relax is when you relax your entire body, starting from the tip of your toes, and you work your way all the way up to the top of your head. Meditate is when you focus on one thought and tune your mind to your heart. Unwind is a technique in which you feel lighter by removing some of the stressful impressions made throughout the day. A physical representation of unwind is when you're carrying a heavy backpack all day during school, and then finally when you come home, you're able to put it down and you feel a sense of relief from putting the backpack down on your shoulders and your back. The sensation of relief is exactly what you experience using unwind, but in a mental state. And lastly, we have reflect. This can be done by doing something as simple as writing in journal entries, which you'll be able to see your improvements made over time through a tangible source.
Laya and I created and developed HeartBot, which is currently available for download on the iOS App Store. We created HeartBot to give people an easily accessible, convenient way to introduce the daily practice of heartfulness into their life. The app features guided audios, connecting with a heartfulness coach, talking to an AI robot named HeartBot, and also journaling, as well as all of the tools that we mentioned earlier. Some benefits of using these tools are being able to control anxiety, fostering positivity, feeling more relaxed, increasing your focus and clarity in thinking, as well as developing your SEL, or social emotional learning. So we're all familiar with the term IQ, and we generally know that a high IQ is a good thing, but many of us have never heard of the term EQ, or emotional intelligence. But over the past few years, we started to realize how important EQ is to us, both as individuals and as a society. An easy way to improve your EQ is through practicing SEL, or social emotional learning, which builds EQ through self-awareness, self-management, and social awareness.
So now we're going to talk about a couple studies that we've done with heartfulness tools. So the first study that we did was measuring the effects of the app that Leah and I created on stress and emotional well-being over a 21-day period. We had about 88 participants in the study, and they were provided with a calendar at the beginning of the challenge which detailed what tools to use each day. The measures that we used in the study were PSS, which is a perceived stress scale, where there's 10 items that assess the participant's stress levels, and EPOC, which was a measure of engagement, perseverance, optimism, connectedness, and happiness. Through the study and data analysis, we found that there was a significant decrease in the levels of stress for participants in the HeartBot group. And in the control group, the stress levels actually increased. There was also data analysis for our EPOC group, where we found that in the HeartBot group, the levels of engagement, perseverance, optimism, connectedness, and happiness all increased, and there was a significant increase, particularly for perseverance, optimism, and connectedness. In the control group, however, there was a reverse in changes and the well-being actually decreased. Now Sumedha is going to talk about a study that she did at our high school.
Thanks, Laya. I was able to conduct another study through my AP research class. In this class, I wanted to see if there was a correlation between heartfulness meditation and stress for specifically high school students. I was able to get 4 Algebra 2 classes to participate, and I made sure the study was about 4 weeks long so we could see progress made over time. Within this 4-week study, I had 2 to 3 sessions per week, and each meditation session was about 2.5 minutes. In terms of my quantitative data, I used the PSS scale just like Laya, and for my qualitative data, I used the WEMWBS scale, which is basically an overall mental wellness scale. This scale consisted of 2 questions, and I also asked a bonus question, which you will get to see a little bit later. For my quantitative data, again using the PSS scale, I noticed that the experimental group who did do the meditation decreased in stress, while the control group who didn't participate in meditation slightly increased in stress. In terms of my qualitative data, one of the 3 questions I asked was, to what extent has anything changed for you in terms of your outlook in life? And the response I received was that students' outlook in life decently changed in a positive manner. The second question I asked students was if they noticed any practical benefits from heartfulness meditation. And once again, the majority of them felt that the practical benefits such as stress relief, overall relaxation, feeling rejuvenated, having an enhanced sense of clarity and focus, and overall seeing the classroom environment become more peaceful and serene to be decently beneficial. And lastly, I asked students, just out of curiosity, if they meditated any other time than when it was conducted for the study. And once again, the majority of students did actually meditate when they experienced their own stressful situations or when they had free time at home. And now I'll pass it along to Madeline, who will talk about You Matter Week, another student initiative done by Student Mental Health Committee.
You Matter Week was centered around destigmatizing mental health and illnesses. The intention around the school-wide event was to make sure that students were in an environment where they felt that they were more than their grades. We wanted to help create a community that uplifted each other, where students focused on their mental well-being, realized their worth, and where they felt wanted, capable, and loved. The concept of You Matter Week was brought to us in 2016 by the Friendship Circle, which is a local Michigan nonprofit that provides individuals with special needs friendship, support, and inclusion. Throughout this week, each day was designated a color that represented a mental illness, which served to raise awareness. We also set out information, statistics, and available resources through school emails, our Twitter, Instagram, and Remind. After school, we held different activities to represent the multitude of stress-relieving activities for physical, emotional, and mental well-being, like meditation, yoga, puppies, and movies. We held a speak out, which gave students and staff a platform to voice their concerns, stressors, and what steps they felt that the school should take to help them. The speak out also featured motivational speaker. We ran friend notes through lunch where people could send free positive messages to their friends. Next, Laya will talk about our You Matter Week of this year, 2020.
So this year we wanted to raise awareness for You Matter Week before the week actually happened. So we had multiple activities leading up to the week, including a canned fruit drive, where we encouraged students and staff to donate cans. And the class that collected the most cans actually had a free breakfast sponsored by the Student Mental Health Committee. We also had bridge poster making, where we invited students and staff again to paint posters for our school bridge. that included positive messages like, you can do this, or you can get through the week. And we also had a speak out on Wednesday, the week before You Matter Week, which featured a guest speaker named Mr. Chris, a performance by our school theater company, Awkward Pause, our school a cappella group, Major 6, and Novi Dance Company. And we also had a student speaker and a staff speaker. So the week was structured pretty similar to You Matter Week 2019, in that we had different days that represented a particular color or a particular positive attribute. And we had activities on each of the days that correlated with that attribute. So on Monday, which was Gratitude Day, we had Spark Walls, where we asked students and staff to fill out a little Spark sticky note and write down what they felt their spark was or what motivated them. On Tuesday, we had Therapy Dogs, and students really loved this, as we invited more therapy dogs this year. And they were in a bunch of classrooms around the school, and students could go pet them during their lunch hour. And Wednesday, we had a talk with Dr. James Ardoti, who was a professor of neurosurgery at Stanford and a New York Times bestselling author of Into the Magic Shop. And he was gracious enough to share his life story with compassion and meditation, which really inspired a lot of students at our school. On Thursday, we passed out Hershey's Kisses during lunch to correlate with the theme of love. And on Friday, we had a clap in, and we served free hot cocoa for all students in our school cafeteria before school. So for next year, our plans for Student Mental Health Committee is we plan to have host a loneliness study, which measures the effect of using Heartfulness on the levels of loneliness of teens and staff of our school and their drug use using the UCLA Loneliness Scale. And we also plan to incorporate training during professional development for teachers to experience self-care and take these tools, these Heartfulness tools, into their own classrooms, where they can use it before a test or any sort of stressful situation for their students, like the short breathing exercise that we did at the beginning of this presentation. Now Leah is going to talk a little bit more about our 15-day wellness challenge.
We created this 15-day wellness challenge after the coronavirus pandemic really got serious, and we found ourselves, staying home from school and having to practice social distancing. We created the 15-day wellness challenge was created to increase connectedness on social media and reduce all of the anxiety that surrounded the virus. So COVID-19 has had a significant impact on the mental health of Americans all across the country. 36% of Americans say that the pandemic has had a serious impact on their mental health. 31% of them have said that because of the pandemic, they are sleeping less. 19%, there was a 19% increase in screening for anxiety because of coronavirus-related activity. And there was a 65% increase in customers looking for remote therapy services since mid-February. Overall, we can see that there's been an increased sense of loneliness since the start of quarantine.
So here's Novi's schedule for the 15-day wellness challenge, where every day we had different activities to help relieve some stress and take people's mind off of the pandemic. Some days were just for fun, such as making TikTok videos, where other days were more focused on stress relieving techniques such as meditation and exercising.
So at Lhasa High School, we did pretty much the same program, except we changed it a little bit, where we got student-run Instagram accounts and clubs to sponsor days by coming up with their own activities that students could participate in. So here's a picture of some of the infographics that we shared on social media to sort of raise awareness for the 15-day mental wellness challenge. And we found that it was an easy way to get people to sort of engage in the daily activities. Here's some pictures from the 15-day wellness challenge. We have some pictures from Puzzle Day and Tropical Day, Art Day, Pet Day, and Exercise Day. Here are some pictures from our meditation/calm day and cleaning day.
Thank you, Heartfulness Institute, for providing a platform for us to spread awareness about the initiatives we have conducted through Novi High School and Lhasa High School. To learn more about Heartfulness Wellness, please visit our website and feel free to contact us using this email provided here. If you'd like to connect deeply with Heartfulness, we have mobile apps, iOS and Android, in which you can participate, and we also have free masterclasses. We also have many webinars to stay connected with Heartfulness, such as the Livecast one, and also Wellness Webinar. We also have methods in which you can help the community through the COVID-19 Relief Fund and Universal Prayer. Thank you for everyone who joined us for this webinar. We hope you have a great day from Novi, Lhasa, and Heartfulness. Thank you.